long time before.
Okay, so, but you think the rematch is probably on pace for October?
No, no.
Long time ago, right? Well, then you believe the rematch between Pace and Pace is likely scheduled for October. No, how do you say that? Thank you, Oleksandr Usyk has made the move, and against all odds, he has announced his rematch against Tyson Fury. But don't think it was that easy, I believe, that I was the best I could have been. I don't think I could have done any better. Maybe if the said to me, write you down in the last 2 rounds, I probably could have went out and tried to attack him and tried to get him out of there myself. But other than that, I done the best I could. There were several barriers to this that had to be tackled before the announcement was made. And now boxing fans can witness such greatness. Once more, let's check them out. Well, it doesn't look like a special announcement, considering the fact that there has been a rematch clause in the contract signed by both Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, containing the option of a rematch in October. The few days after the fight has seen the rematch come under so much pressure. And that's what many boxing fans don't know, that 3 distinct issues stood as threats to the rematch before Oleksandr Usyk's recent announcement hard when my father coming for me. Because I remember out my life, fans have been caught in celebration of the sport's first undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years and have overlooked many other obstacles to the rematch. The rematch became so unlikely that a renowned British boxer had claimed it was totally impossible, according to former British boxer Johnny Nelson. In a recent interview, he had claimed that a rematch with Oleksandr Usyk won't happen because the Gypsy King will be considering retirement. Fury's legacy was shaken to its core following his split decision defeat to Usyk. The win for Ukrainian Oleksandr Usyk left fans clamoring for a rematch. But Nelson reckoned they wouldn't get one, having tipped Fury 35 to struggle to come to terms with the defeat. I know there's a rematch clause. I don't really think that will happen. And the reason why I don't think it'll happen. And I'm quite sure the people around him will scream and shout and say, what's he talking about? He's this. I know a fight is psyche. I know there's a rematch clause. I don't really think that will happen. The 57-year-old told Seconds Out, I know a fighter psyche, and the things Fury said before and after about Usyk. No matter if he said it just for headlines or whatever, it's hard to swallow. Remember, Usyk is a gap-toothed, jumped-up middleweight. All the insults, everything he threw at this man, he's a walking contradiction. So how will Tyson get his head rounded? Especially when he looks at his performance. Will he get his head right? I don't think he will after the fight. That's from a fighter, his mentality. He's promo his businessman. They say now you can do it. He not problem the things that Tyson said about us. Regardless of whether you said it as just headlines or anything else, are difficult to swallow. I believe that Tyson will seriously consider quitting this game because he is a wealthy and fierce competitor who firmly believes that he is the best in the world. Now that this has happened, it will be difficult for him to process and accept it. Fury claimed after the fight that he thought he'd done enough to win and appeared to suggest the ongoing war in Usyk's homeland, Ukraine, had an impact on the judges' scorecards. But Nelson reckons the Gypsy King was just trying to save face. I think Usyk was consistent in the build-up, and consistent all the way through the fight. He continued, Tyson, he said, he thought he won. I don't really think he believes that. Nelson added, I understand showboating, I get it. But you do that when you know you've got someone's number. Tyson didn't. He was showboating to the crowd and doing everything possible to get into Usyk's head to say, I'm better than you. I think Tyson will look back at his showboating and think, bloody hell, do you know what, I should have just stuck to the task at hand. However, just a few hours ago, Tyson Fury confirmed the rematch before Usyk followed him up. Should never happen. All the insults, everything he threw at this man, I'm walking contradiction. So how will Tyson get his head around that, especially when he looks at round 9? Especially when he looks at his performance? Especially will he get be in a post on X, formerly Twitter? I know Tyson Fury has now officially stated that he will face Oleksandr Usyk again. Michael Benson tweeted this. Frank Warren has disclosed that they will move forward with planning for the second fight to take place in October in Saudi Arabia. TalkSport was informed by Frank Warren, the promoter of Tyson Fury, that the second fight will take place in October in Saudi Arabia. Previously, October 12th had been mentioned as the working date. Now that he is back, Warren stated he is recovering and in the mood to pursue the rematch that he has already signed. The fight was made possible by Ali, as you are aware, because there was a rematch clause that was required by those who were invested in it. The promoter of Oleksandr Usyk also issued a statement claiming that they are men of their word. The promoter of Oleksandr Usyk, Oleksandr, said, "I see no reason for the rematch not to happen. We are men of our words. It's not about paperwork if we shake hands and promise something we do it." Okay, so let me ask you a question on air of news. Regarding tonight's victory, what does it signify for you, your and I? Also wanted to add that getting here wasn't so simple. There were a number of obstacles that make a rematch unlikely. Let's examine the 3 primary problems that prevented a rematch from happening. The first challenge came when the newly crowned undisputed world heavyweight champion was suspended after defeating Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk was issued a brief suspension following his intense victory over Tyson Fury in their undisputed bout. Usyk nearly floored Fury in the 9th round. With only the ropes keeping the Brit upright, the Gypsy King found his reach and enjoyed the upper hand during the first half of the contest before Usyk illustrated his mettle with some ferocious hitting as the encounter went on. Usyk appeared to be on his way to a knockout in round 9 as he pummeled Fury and sent him around the ring with the 35-year-old wobbling from rope to rope. But Fury somehow survived the assault and made it all the way to the end as the referee intervened to count, and despite recovering to hear the final bell finish. Please rematch, gentlemen. Thoughts? Sorry, rematch thoughts. Yeah, you know we're just out of fight if you can see me face. I'm pretty busted up. And he's gone to the hospital with a broken jaw. And he's busted to. Usyk, however, ultimately became champion by the narrowest of margins with the scorecard at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, reading 115-112 to Usyk, 114-113 to Fury, and 114-113 to the Ukrainian. The hotly anticipated contest lived up to its billing, with the 37-year-old deemed to be the winner following a split decision from the judges. Post-fight, Usyk was taken to hospital for a checkup and was given the all-clear, even though Fury claimed he had fractured his opponent's jaw. However, boxing website Boxbook reported that the British Boxing Board of Control has suspended Usyk until June 2nd, presumably due to his injuries, while no such suspension is noted on Fury's record. When my father coming for me, because I remember all my music life. Luckily, the suspension will not affect Usyk's career, as the Ukrainian boxer is ready for a break. After a 9-month training camp, his fight with Fury was initially postponed from December to February, and then to May before eventually compensating himself for his 9-month training camp.